What is going on, you guys? Your boy Roy here. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all, I'm so excited. Today is going to be powerful. Okay, we're talking about the one piece of the puzzle, the one key, the thing that's going to bring everything together. Okay, this one thing we're talking about today is the difference maker. If you're on your weight loss journey, this is the difference maker between this being a quick fix versus a lifestyle transformation. This one thing we're going to talk about today is the difference maker between you losing a bunch of weight in a month or 2 months and then backsliding and gaining all the weight back and having this yo-yo effect versus this lasting the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, the rest of your life. It is literally that powerful. And you guys have been doing this. For those of you who don't know me, I own a company called Rough Fitness. We help people build their happiest, healthiest life through a foundation of workouts, nutrition, and accountability. I got to put my plug in here. If you have not subscribed yet, please don't forget to do that. But you guys, through all of the years, it's been over a decade now since the time of making this video. I've been trying to figure out what is the thing. If I can give you one piece of advice, one tactical approach that you can apply to your journey that's going to be the difference maker, what is that? Okay. And originally this talk was going to be about the 3 pillars of fitness success because you need all 3. All right. So the 3 pillars of fitness success are workouts, nutrition, and accountability. I truly believe, and I've seen this just with changing thousands of people's lives, is that you have to have all 3 for long-term success. If you're missing even one, you're going to hit a plateau, you're going to fall off, it's not going to last. Of these 3 pillars, I'm trying to figure out which one is the most important. And what's interesting is most people, when they first start their journey, they focus on just one of these 3 tiers, usually either the workouts or the nutrition. And the reason why people do that is because they know that they can start working out and moving more and lose weight. Or they can clean up their nutrition and start to lose weight. You can do either one of those things and start moving in the right direction. And the reason why people start with one of those things is because you see progress. But again, we all know that when you put those 2 things together, when you have proper nutrition, you're fueling yourself, a lot of things that we discuss on this channel, you get the best results. Okay? Now, with that being said, we're left with accountability, which most people don't talk about, most people don't focus on, because if you only did accountability, if you only had accountability buddies, you're not going to lose any weight. And that's what we want to do. We want to lose weight. We want to burn fat. We want to be healthier. We want to look better. We want to be more confident. We want health. We want longevity. We want all these things. So got to focus on workouts and nutrition. And so what's interesting is that today's talk, the one thing, the one key, the one piece that's going to make this a lifestyle change for you is actually the thing that people don't ever talk about. And that's the accountability. And I know that I say that and it's not the sexy thing to talk about. I know that we want, what the research says. What's the new diet? What's the best diet? What's the best nutrition protocol? What's the most efficient workout to shed fat with the least amount of effort? Like, I know you guys want all of that. But again, if you're just doing the workouts and nutrition, you're not building your house on a strong foundation. You're building it on sand, and eventually the storm is going to come and it's going to fall apart. This is the reason why you start a challenge, you finish a challenge, and you literally just lean on motivation. You crush it for 6 weeks, and then what happens on week 7, week 8, week 9? You backslide, you fall back into old habits, you gain all the weight back. Sound familiar? Or you start the new diet program. You're doing keto, you're doing intermittent fasting, you're doing the vegan diet, you're going paleo, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it works great. You lose a bunch of weight really fast, and you do it for 2-3 months. But eventually, you fall off, and you backslide, and you go to your old habits, and you gain all the weight back. Again, I talk about this, and I preach this till I'm blue in the face, is that the goal is not to lose weight. It is to lose the right kind of weight. It is to burn fat, and whatever you're doing, make sure it's sustainable long term. Again, it doesn't matter if you have 10 pounds to lose, 50 pounds to lose, or 100 pounds to lose, or even more. If you lose the weight and gain it back, then you failed the mission. The goal is to build your happiest, healthiest life, not your happiest, healthiest 6 weeks or 24 weeks or 6 months. And that's why accountability is so important, because when we do accountability correctly, it builds the lifestyle. And so I want to break this down for you. I want to give you guys something tactical to kind of start to think about when it comes to accountability. And so I break this down into, there's 3 tiers. The first tier, the first circle, if you will, is what I call the inner circle. And I want you to think about the 3 to 5 people, because again, we're talking about the people who are close to you. If you're married, this is probably your husband or your wife. This might be your parents. This might be your brother, your sister, your very, very, very best friend. Maybe there's a coworker that you hang out with at work that you really get along with. Again, we're not talking about all of your friends or all of your family. We're talking about the people that directly influence your life, and you are like glued to these people. You couldn't get rid of them even if you wanted to. For some of you guys, this is your kids. Your kids have a big influence on you too. I see this all the time, right? Is that, and just to give you an example, when mom decides she wants to lose weight and be healthy, guess what ends up happening? The family tends to just be healthier. Kids start eating healthier, so on and so forth, and everybody's following suit, okay? But when mom falls off or mom has a bad relationship with food, kids have a bad relationship with food and they follow suit. But same thing vice versa, right? I see like mom's trying to be healthy and the kids are like, I want candy. And so they start eating candy or the dino nuggets or whatever, the mac and cheese. And all of a sudden mom starts picking off the plate, right? And so again, we see it go both ways, that there's influence from mom to kids and kids to mom. And we all need to be on the same page, okay? And the reason why this inner circle is so important is because you can't avoid them. And you can't just get rid of your husband or your wife. You can't just get rid of your kids. You're probably just not going to just cut out your best friend out of your life or the coworker you see every day that you get along with. Like, you're kind of in it, right? It's just part of your life. And so what we want to do with this inner circle, in a perfect world, we'd want all of them on board. If you can get your husband, your wife, your best friend, your coworkers, all these people to start living this healthier life with you, boom, you're done. That's the accountability you need. Like, that would be amazing. Because think about it, because now your life, the norm, what you guys just do has changed. Instead of you coming home and everybody's being lazy and everybody's eating unhealthy and nobody works out and you're the one and only person who's like, okay, I gotta go to the gym, and you gotta leave your family to go to the gym, and they just don't get it, right? Like, that's hard to do. Because you're going to constantly try to be pulled back to that old life. Same thing, you're out with your coworkers for lunch and they're just getting all the unhealthy food and you're the only one who's trying to eat healthy. That's hard to do. They're going to be looking at you like you're funny, things like that. If we can get all these people on board, now your life is just like, we just eat healthy. It's what's expected. It's the norm. We eat healthy. We go to the gym. We work out. We have things that we could talk about our health and wellness. It just makes life easier. And it's just what we do. Do you see the lifestyle change versus you trying to live 2 different lives? It usually doesn't work long term. And a lot of times we just don't want to have those conversations. How can we all come together and start moving in the right direction? Now, that's easier said than done. I get it. I've been in this industry long enough to know that, kids like to eat what kids like to eat. Husband, wife, they're not always motivated when you're motivated, right? Coworkers sometimes, maybe they're on board, maybe they're not. Like, best friend, maybe not. Like, again, it's hard. And if they're not willing to do this journey with you and be all in, at least you guys need to find common ground and get on the same page as to why you're doing this, why it's important to you, and setting some kind of boundaries so they understand, right? Like, maybe you're not going to, when you go on date night, you're not going to be having the margaritas or this or the cake or the ice cream. Like, we got to figure out a better relationship with food because you can't keep doing the same thing, right? Best friends, hey, I can go out with you, but we're not going to be having wine every single night, or we're not going to be going out to have Panda Express or Taco Bell, whatever your life entails right now. Like, starting to set those boundaries of like, this is what my life is going to look like. I'd love for you to do this with me. If you're not, that's okay, but I need you to support me. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. This is your happiness. And although that makes it a little harder that they're not on board, you have to have the discipline. You got to do this. And as you lead by example, eventually they tend to follow suit in the long run, okay? But that's our inner circle. You can't avoid it. We're either trying to get them on board or at least set expectations of what this life is going to look like for you now that you're moving into a healthier direction. So the idea is, realistically, I should say this, is that we're looking for 3 people. 3 accountability buddies is what I like to call. You can have an accountability group, or what I say accountability blob, of 5, 10, 20, 50 people. That's cool. I'm all for groups and all that stuff. But you're trying to find those 3 core people that are just a part of your life, that support each other, that you can talk about, that you can have fun with, that just becomes, it makes health and fitness just a part of your life. Okay, that's what we're looking for here. And if those 3 people can just be in your inner circle, That'd be amazing. Job done. Okay. Now, if you can't find those 3 people, 3 to 5 people inside of your inner circle, we go to that next tier. Okay. Tier 2, that outer circle. And the outer circle I define as people that you've had relationships with in the past. Okay. Maybe old coworkers, maybe old friends from high school, maybe family members that, you really get along. They're not a part of your inner circle, but you really get along with them and you see them on a regular basis. People you like to hang out with, other friends, other coworkers, things like that. People that you can text and it wouldn't be weird, right? You'd be like, hey, how's life going? And you guys could just catch up, do the thing. You can start looking for those people. Again, there should be a lot of people that you can reach out to here, right? Friends, family, coworkers, trying to find 3 people. You might have to reach out to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, but if you can find those 3 people, it would be worth it, okay? And again, this creates the lifestyle. This makes this more fun. It's starting to be what's expected of you. This is just a part of your life. Now, you go through all your tier 2 people, you still haven't found anybody. I've heard this before. Roy, I work remote. I don't really have any coworkers that I know. Like, I've asked all my family and all the friends that I can think of, and they've all said no, they don't want to do this, right? And I'm like, I get it, right? Because maybe this is just the reason why we struggle with our weight is because all the people we surround ourselves with maybe don't take their health and wellness serious. And so that's kind of why you've fallen into this trap. And so now we got to branch out. Okay, we got to find new friends, new family, new coworkers. You can't always find new family and new coworkers, but you get the point. Like maybe finding new friends. Okay, and what I find that works the best, and this is maybe rekindling relationships from like old high school people or things like that. But what I really find works is we have social media nowadays, you guys. It's really not hard to find and connect with people. I would find groups, fitness challenges, fitness communities that you vibe with, that you really like what they've got going on. Join those communities, join those challenges, and you're going to have to play offense here. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to post in these groups. You're going to have to start conversations with people. You're going to have to comment, and like a lot of effort. But again, we're starting to build a relationship from nothing. And so this is really, really, really important because if you can find those communities, you'll probably find dozens and dozens and dozens of people who want to support you, who want you to be healthy. Things that if you're at this stage, things you probably haven't had before. You probably haven't had a good support system. You probably haven't had people who are proud of you, who want you to go to the gym, who want you to eat healthier, who are celebrating your wins. Like that's going to be a new feeling for you, which is amazing. But again, it's not as simple as just join a group and you're done. Like you got to really be engaged and active and a part of that community. So that way you can start to build those relationships and connections. Now, with that being said, if you're falling into this tier and you're looking for a community, you are looking for that group of people, that second family, if you will, to connect because you struggle with that. That's what we do, right? We have our Rough Family Facebook group. I'll put links for you if you want to join that. It's completely free. We do free 6-week challenges. We give more continuing education. Like I highly recommend joining that group. And again, starting to post in there. You'll see all the motivation, all the inspiration. You'll see all the education. People are constantly posting there, building relationships. And it's just an amazing support system, okay? And it gives you something to look forward to, you guys. At the end of the day, like I said, this seems so like minute and such a small piece. But again, if you don't do this, it's never going to become a lifestyle change for you. Your old life, your old habits are going to constantly be dragging you back. So those are the 3 tiers, okay? We're starting with inner circle. If we can get that done, you're good. Second tier, if we can get that done, that'd be better. And if you can't find that, then the last tier, that 3rd tier is the people we don't have relationships with, going out and building and finding new friends and new relationships, okay? So that's how we're trying to find accountability buddies. Again, you're looking for 3 to 5 people, those close-knit people, those people you can like sweat with, grind with, talk about how enjoy the conversations, all those things. Now, the umbrella, the piece that overarches all of these things, okay? Bringing this all together, at some point, you have to have a coach. You have to make the investment in yourself. You have to say that this is important enough to you. You have to find a coach that you relate with, that you trust, and that can move you and get you to where you want to be. And I want to explain why this is important. I think this analogy will make sense. If your kid is trying to get better at their sport or make the team, and they're struggling, they're just not up to par with the other kids or the sport or the skills they need to make the team or to win the gold medal or whatever it is, what do? You find them a coach and a personal trainer to work with them one-on-one, an expert in the field to get them from where they are to where they want to be. You don't say, oh, little Johnny, you can't figure it out. Just go outside and figure it out on your own. You will never say that. right? You would get them expert help. Same thing if your kids are struggling in school. If they're not getting the grades, just not understanding, what do? You find them a teacher, a coach, an expert, a mentor. You get them that tutoring with an expert to explain it to them in a way that they understand so they can get better grades. You give them expert help, right? We see this all the time. Whenever you want something done and you want it done well, what do? You go out and hire an expert, okay? Listen, I know that we've had electrical or plumbing issues or something like that, and I've tried to fix it myself, and it never goes well, and it ends up breaking even worse than what it was in the beginning. So if I want it done right, what do? I hire an expert, a plumber or an electrician, to do it the right way, right? And it's no different with your health and wellness. If you had all the pieces to the puzzle, if you knew exactly what you needed to do and you could already make this a lifestyle change, you wouldn't, let's be honest, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd already be there. If you could do this on your own, you would have done it. So on top of finding accountability buddies, the one overarching thing is having a coach. You guys, it is going to streamline the process. It is going to get you from point A to point B and make sure it's a lifestyle. Here's the deal. Nobody plans to have a bad day or a bad week. Did you ever wake up one day and you're like, today I'm just going to have a shit day? No, you've never just wanted that. You've always gone into expectations, hey, I want today to be a good day. And then stuff just happens, right? And sometimes it lasts for a week, sometimes it lasts for a month, and sometimes it's internal battles, right? Mentally, you're just not there. Emotionally, you're just not there. And you're struggling with these things, right? And you don't know how to get through it. Or maybe it's external stuff. Work is really crazy, or the kids, your schedule, like it's just crazy, time management, all these things. It's like a coach helps you navigate those things. It helps you navigate the different seasons of your life. It helps you when you fall off. Instead of falling off for a month, you only fall off for maybe a couple days or a week and then get back on track. It's accountability to the extreme because you're making the decision and you're making the investment and you're saying that this is important. Here's the statistics. And for those of you guys who are number people, if all the stories that I just said didn't kind of correlate with you, if you're a numbers person, this is what we see. When people try to do this on their own, statistically, okay, from what we've seen from running our challenges, because we do a lot of free stuff, you're doing a free program right now, just watching these videos, right? Trying to do this on your own, we see less than 20% of people. Okay. Some challenges we've seen upwards to 30%. Those have been really great challenges. Okay. Actually finish the challenge and do really amazing and reach their goals and say, I crushed this thing. 30%. Okay. And what's interesting is after the challenge, after the program's done, we see even more than that end up falling off. When we have people join our accelerator program, when people have a coach one-on-one, we see 80 to 90% success long term. Again, this is just looking at the numbers, and I think it goes without saying because that is my job in our company as coaches, as a team, as a unit. Our goal is to do only one thing, to make sure you're successful, right? We have no other purpose in just saying, how can I get you from here to here? So of course, statistically, the percentages would be higher. It would just make sense, right? And so you guys, whether you're trying to understand this from an emotional standpoint of how you would treat your kids or the advice you would give to a family member or a friend or statistics, it's just proof that if this is going to be, instead of a quick fix, 6 weeks and you're just leaning on motivation versus this being a lifestyle change, the difference is one thing: accountability. You know that you need to move more. You know you need to eat healthier. The reason why you're not doing it and you're not doing it consistently and maybe you're not doing it the most efficiently and following the right plan is because you don't have the accountability system. Your old life keeps dragging you back. You got to find those accountability buddies, make this a part of your life, and you need to get a coach to help you. Again, it's just what I've seen. With accountability, lifestyle change. Without accountability, quick fix. So again, a couple resources for you, bring this all together. I hope that this is kind of driving the point home. If you're needing a community, you're trying to find accountability buddies, we have free resources for that. Join our Rough Family Facebook group. Put yourself out there. Join our challenges. They're free. Be a part of it. If you are realizing I'm in this rut, I'm on this hamster wheel, I keep going really, really, really good, and then I fall off, and I go really, really good, and I fall off, or you're at a plateau and you don't know how to break through it, you guys, this is what we do. Book a consult. Ask for help. Let's just get on a call and just talk about how we could reach your goals, or what would that even look like. I'm telling you, it would be a life-changing experience, and I can't wait to get to talk to you. So I hope that makes sense. Of course, if you guys ever have any questions, you can always ask me. Help is always free, or book a consult. But the one I have is to not to I'm fumbling over my words. The one ask I always have is please don't forget to subscribe, share this with a friend. And of course, if you're looking for help and you're serious about reaching your goals, let's hop on a consult, okay? I appreciate you guys. Just remember, we don't pray for an easy life. We earn a rough one. Y'all keep earning those cookies.